Sorry, I'll start you in a second.
Stu, we are now in a position, and
Back to sleep, baby.
it's a weird place that some of these things that we thought were not going to happen. Let me give you this: if I would have said to you that Joe Biden is going to tell China, you better not fill in the blank, or you will receive significant consequences, would you have said a year ago that he's the guy to do that? That he would ever do that?
No.
If I told you that he was going to do that while we were being on the edge of a war with Russia, do you think you would have believed that?
No, I mean, he just look at his actions in Afghanistan.
Right. Right.
Totally different.
So you're not even going. You're not even going back to the inauguration.
No.
If I would have told you we were going to be possibly on the edge of war with Russia, would you have believed that?
No. I want to avoid it, especially with these people in control of what's going on.
If I said that the Russians, we would be on the edge of World War III, and that the country that it was going to all come down to was Ukraine, and Russia was going to say that we're developing nuclear weapons with Ukraine, and they're broadcasting it to all of their country, would you have believed that? Would you have believed if I said, oh, by the way, India is going to start to part ways with us and start to chum up with China, and they will be one of the first in the world to drop the U.S. dollar as the petrodollar?
I mean, you want to talk about something we 100% know would not have occurred with Donald Trump as president. It's that.
More than any of this other stuff, Modi loves Trump. Modi loved Trump more than Melania does. So there's no way he would be doing that in this situation.
If I told you that Putin, his mouthpiece, said there needs to be reparations from the U.S. over sanctions, and those reparations would include not only all of Alaska, but also that they were claiming all of the Arctic and Fort Ross, California.
I would say that one I wouldn't even believe just before you said it. What do you mean they're claiming
Fort Ross, California. It's a small area in Sonoma County. It was of the Russian Empire's southernmost outpost in North America. It was sold off in 1841. They're claiming they deserve it back.
I gotta say,
Didn't know that.
Didn't know that. Wouldn't it? No way any of this is possible. Right? None of it.
Doesn't seem possible.
How about we're up against a war, and the guy who said the next war will be fought with ones and zeros, who is also partnered now with China, who has literally a skyscraper full of people whose only job is to hack into our systems here in the United States. If I told you we were on the edge of war and no one had hacked into our systems to shut things down, but Anonymous has hacked into the Russian, the Ukrainian held by the Russians power plant. Okay, how many things do we have to say that you wouldn't have believed a year ago before you start to say, I can't say that will never happen? I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm just asking you to think differently.
Forget even the last month.
just the COVID experience has convinced me now that you just can't rule things out. You can't completely rule things out.
You can play probabilities still and still be right, being skeptical of the worst case scenarios often. But you can't rule things out. After going through that, I don't think I'll ever do it
So
again.
on COVID, I said in that January before it hit here, don't fear the virus, fear the economic consequences that are going to come from it. And at that time, I said, look at, they're locking people into their houses. quote, that would never happen here, right? It did. It did. Here's one thing that I'll share with you that is a massive change in me. Massive change. For 20 years, I've been trying to put a puzzle together without even knowing what the puzzle pieces were. I remember when I first started this, I put up on my chalkboard in my office, okay, what are the things that if you were going to have a revolution, you would need to have? You'd need to have control of the financial sector. You'd need to have control of the schools. You'd need to have control of the police force, the army. I had like 12 or 15 items up on the board, and most of them I thought not going to happen. They have all happened now, but I've looked at all of those things, and I've tried to piece the puzzles together. I mean, you've watched me do it for 20 years. Okay, the tide